All right, all right. What's good, everybody? What's happening? Y'all, I'm getting set up here. So we're just gonna talk a few moments today about spirituality. So integrating spirituality into my daily life, my practical tips, and my personal stories. So again, for those who are watching, my name is Terrance Wilburn. I am T. Wilburn on all platforms. I am a spiritual coach, a motivator, a prophet, a author, a best-selling author, an award-winning screenplay writer, all types of phenomenal things. Plus, I get money at home, so I teach people how to do that. So, what does all that mean? It means that I have the ability to help you get your breakthrough. So again, I'm getting set up over here. I'm in my garage. Hopefully you don't find it too crazy looking. I have my keyboard. Let me get my keyboard out of the way, right? Looks like the kid threw some socks on the floor, so I'm gonna get that up, right? Me, I'm just straight up, dog. Kids come in here sometime and they, act a fool or whatever. This is a kick it area as well. When I'm not in here working, they come in here and chill. So it's instruments. Some of my kids play, as well as this is an interactive place or a studio. This is my fan. I gotta have that fan. Books on the floor, stuff like that. These are all spiritual practices, y'all. Everything you see in this room is spirit for me. Oh, had to get my pillow because I sit in this chair a while. And so here we are right here on YouTube live, and we're streaming live. So we're talking today about spirituality. Again, I use this cream for my hands. I had some kind of rash on my hand or something like that. My skin was dry. And this is helping my skin out. And so I use this stuff on my hands. My hands get dry. I got to use this stuff on my hands. That's all I'm saying. So today we'll be talking about seriously integrating spirituality into a daily practice. So again, I am T. Wilburn on all platforms. I am a spiritual coach, a motivator, a success coach, and I share my insights with you on how you can get your best breakthrough now. Now, again, we're building this channel back up, going live over here, simply because I don't have the time to all the way curate each video for you right now. So I have to get this stuff while it's hot in my mind. I'm focused on building it out. And at the same time, I will be doing certain YouTube tutorials. Now with the live part, we want to get the likes up. We want to get the shares up. We want to get people interested in the live. So I'm taking my time with that. Hopefully I get some good sound on here. I'm looking on my Scarlett 18i2 or whatever it is, i20. For those who are doing podcasting and things of that nature, sorry, I got a cut on my finger. And I'm just at the same time, waiting for YouTube to push this out. At the same time, this is like a monologue before we get started. We're talking about integrating spirituality into your daily life and your practices. You know what I'm saying? That's the title on the screen you should see. I'm not for certain what's going on with that. Let me see. You don't have access to this. You don't have access to that. I'm still getting used to going live over here on YouTube Live. Let me see timestamps. Modern, what is that? Moderation activity. All right. I don't know. I don't have any moderator or nothing like that. So we waiting for YouTube to push this out. At the same time, we want to, just go ahead and start talking about certain things. I'm just getting familiar on the screen with this. All right, I don't need all that. All right, hold up. Oh my God. I hope y'all don't mind I get started. I don't know if I can edit this out later, but this is a live video. You know what I'm saying? Even on Good Morning America, y'all, they gotta have hiccups and bumps sometimes. Let me see. Yeah. So again, I am T. Wilburn on over here on YouTube, news YouTube channel. I got Celsius today, y'all. I am not branded sponsored by them, obviously, but I mean, this is something I like to drink from time to time, especially in the morning. From time to time. I don't have energy to drink every morning, but I got a case of them. I just said, let me start drinking some of them, and it's not too, it's not too hard on you. I put it like that, like some other energy drinks. Not that I have a problem with some of those either. It just depends on your day, what you're doing, what you're up to, what you're trying to get involved in. And for me, this is you know what I'm saying? This is something. I'm closing some of these windows out, y'all. I am here at my house, obviously. I'm on my desktop computer, obviously, right? And I would just want to share some things about. Let me turn this fan on. Because I don't know how this sounds. It shouldn't be loud enough, but I know I don't have I got my compressor on, but I don't have a noise threshold on a pre-noise threshold like they have on Zoom. I don't think they have that over here on YouTube. So I'm just turning that fan off so you can make sure you hear me. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today's topic is simply about integrating spirituality in your daily life. We won't be over here long. We just want to share some tips with you on those things that you may be concerned about on how to receive more into your life. You're going to receive more simply by wanting more. In order for you to have more and do more and be more, you got to be the type of person that is always willing to go forward in life. What does that mean? It means that you are the type of person. Sorry, I'm still getting adjusted with my camera here. You are the type of person that must be focused. You must be ready. You must be prepared. You must have insight. Your insight. And put that on screen. Like the podcasters, Your insight must be very, very insightful. Your insight has to be super sharp. What do I mean by that super sharp insight? Your insight must be able to grab people's attention. I have been, since a kid, interested in the things that are spiritual, and I wouldn't have called it that originally. I would have said something like imagination. That's something people use today to talk about spiritual things. Visualizations, the power of words, the power of focus, things of that nature. All those things have to do with your mind and what you're focused on. What are you focused on? Are you focused on, Losing or winning? What is the goal? Most people do not take time to focus on their goals. They are concerned about their losses. And I've been stuck in that state before in my mind as well. But it's important for you to understand that focus is going to get you through to the next level. There are many people today talking about trying to close some of these windows still, y'all, so I can get my notes here on the screen. There are many people today talking about spirituality. They're talking about powers. They're talking about forces. They're talking about things that influence the realm around you. But they never talk about what is the source of all of those things. You rarely find someone able to speak about the language on your level. A lot of people have a very basic understanding. No, you know what? Not a lot of people. Let me rephrase that. Some teachers, or most teachers that you find online, are just repeating stuff that they heard other people say. It's not profound in any kind of way. It's not revolutionary in any kind of way. It doesn't really add up because a lot of those things simply either were unfounded, meaning that they weren't tried and tested. You just find some old video from Bob Proctor talking about what the mind is, subconscious mind, things of that nature. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna just still doctor on my hands while I'm talking to you. You watch other lives where they don't look at you. So what's wrong with mine? So anyway, you're finding out about the teaching that just doesn't work in this hour. It's spooky to me that people make very simple things hard. What do I mean by that? It's just that you've been taught a lot of times that using your mind, thinking, is an abstract form. What do I mean by that? I mean that they taught you, in most cases in church or your synagogue or mosque or something like that, especially church, Christian church, that certain practices were demonic or the devil, all these things. And they have prevented you from moving forward in the power of your own mind. See, God is in you, not in some far off, distant galaxy awaiting your return. Most mystics believe that I don't like this. I got my hands on this table and just keep shaking everything. Sorry about that, y'all. This is the table is really strong, but apparently it's not very balanced. I don't really understand that. This is a workstation desk. I should be able to put my arms on it, but it shakes everything. So sorry about that. But I have to lean forward to talk to you because otherwise I'd be leaning back like this on my own chair. And right now I don't want to do that. And so I'm gonna just try to lean lightly. I might think about getting another desk, to be honest. But this was a very expensive desk, so I don't really know. But anyway, buyer's remorse. So most mystics believe that you kind of recycle life over and over again. And from my research into meditation, prayer, practices like that, and how it applies to the daily life and all of this resurgence of knowledge and power and energy coming back, it's likely to be the truth. So you would ask yourself, why is that? Why do you have to keep coming back over and over again? It's simply because you're having an experience, number one, that is unending. Number two is that what is it that you need to experience? So without going too far off into the deep level, because we'll begin to, talk about those things as time goes forward. We're talking about today how to put that stuff into a daily practice. And one I found is that you receive more insight into who you are, what you're about, what your purpose is by focusing. Focus is I'm trying to think about a game. I like to put things in terms of movies and television shows that people are familiar with, but especially movies. Most movies, well, at least I don't know about today. For whoever who watch these videos in the future, I have nothing against any kind of company. You know what I'm saying? But I have to speak from a consumer's perspective and as well as a I'll just call myself I won't even say an amateur critic, but someone who is as a appreciator of good art and good um, media. Netflix is the most terriblest thing on when it comes to entertainment. Their movies are terrible. I don't know who writes those scripts over there. If they just boost them out on over there on Chat GPT, I don't really know what's going on. I learned in school that nobody sets out to write a bad script. I mean, excuse me, a to highlight or green light a bad script. But there's 1,000 ways to fuck it up. Yep, I said that word. Fuck it up. Right. Fugit. Fuck it up. That's what we said. So there's 1,000 ways to really tear up a good script. So in my opinion, they're getting their scripts from Chat GPT or some kind of AI, and they're not highlighting or greenlighting a great director. And a lot of the movies come out like canned cheese. They're really not good movies, And I don't spend a lot of time like I used to do watching a lot of television or movies because number one, the stuff is not even entertaining anymore. It's not even good. Endings are terrible. Storyline is ridiculous. The same Kevin Hart over and over and over again. Nothing against Kevin Hart, funny guy, you know what I mean? But you got to know something's wrong over there in Hollywood. And so I don't think Netflix is entirely Hollywood, but they control pretty much a lion's share of the streaming market, and their movies are terrible. Just like the music over there on Apple Music. I was streaming Prince, who I just absolutely love. I'll show you right here off screen. Prince is like a musical mentor to me, an art mentor. I was streaming some of his music over there. I just canceled the subscription. I had it for I had it since I got my iPhone. When I got this iPhone 14 Pro Max or whatever this is, when it came out, they offered me I don't know, I think it was like a 6-month subscription or something like that. I can't even remember. Plus, then I got my Beats by Dre's, and it was like a bunch of more months subscription. So I had pretty much like a whole year subscription over on Apple Music. Say, why not? They're giving it to me. And I wanted to try out some of the stuff. And then I had my own personal music over there. I just say, let me check it out. I don't have a problem with Apple Music or any streaming platform like that. I do have an issue with this, though, is that, at first you couldn't see the credits. I said, these people who are streaming these movies and music, I come from the era where you had to open up the case. I had a guy's CD my wife just bought. I didn't bring it out here, but I'm going to get it later. I want to listen to it. I don't have a CD player, but the computer has one. It's the only one in the house. Strange, y'all. Even our cars don't have CD players no more. I think we have one car out there that got a CD player. It's an older car. But anyway, guy sold a CD. My wife bought it, and he wanted me to hear it, or wanted my wife to hear it. I don't know. So I'm gonna listen to it. Anyway, hopefully it's good. But we take the cover. I'm gonna just take the cover from this. This is my microphone for my TikTok. we would open it up, unbox it. Let's just say if this was a print CD, it usually did come like this in a big box, nice box or something like that. If you did like a 3 album setup or something like that. And you open it up and say, "Oh, this is the credits. I'm gonna just read the credits." And this mostly it said Prince on. 95% of the time, everything was played and sang and written by Prince, unless it was one of those albums or songs that he worked with somebody else on, because he was just that good, right? But I mean, regardless of whoever you would it be, a Tribe Called Quest or a DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, Pete, Public Enemy, whoever you were looking for, to Michael Jackson, you wanted to see some of the art. Speaking for my generation, those who know about CDs, because my kids don't know, the smaller kids don't know what that is. They would not know. But you would definitely want to know who mixed the record, who produced the record, number one, who wrote the song, things of that nature. It was fun. I got some albums back here that I hadn't opened up. Matter of fact, I got Tribe Called Quest and a bunch of other albums. I'm starting my record collection again. I think that's that right there. Yeah. Those are like 12 different albums, Wu-Tang and all this other stuff. I'm starting my record collection over again. Got those out of Walmart. I think I got the Beyonce Renaissance album. I wanted that. Very good album. Underrated in my opinion, but I think she won like 12 Grammys for it or something like that. Still not best album of the year, but anyway, we're over the Grammys at the moment. But so those who are watching later, I'm not against any of these societies or anything like that. All I'm saying is I'm adding my 2 cents about the criticism of it all. The Siskel and Ebert part. And so anyway, as I was saying, and I'm leading all this back into spiritualization, we're talking about daily practices. The art of creating movies speak a lot about spirituality. And number one, like I was saying, the art, I got off in that because we're talking about movies. Some of the great Hollywood movies or the great films of all time are written by occultists. What does that mean? Occult does not mean the devil. It could mean the devil, but typically it means hidden. If you go over there on Google or Merriam Dictionary or whatever, you pull up your Siri or whatnot, I'm just follow a couple of lines of thought. You can jump off at any time you want to. This is for those who want to understand their spiritual power and how to use it in daily practices. We're not twerking over here, all right? So anyway, what you're going to do is start to research the movies that were written. Not like great grand research, but just like, do a top 40 of all-time greatest movies. You'll find in the top 100 or whatever Turner Classic Movie says it is, many of these people were occultists or practiced with occultists. Even the music, whether it be someone like the Beatles or um, the Rolling Stone or whoever. Hell, you say not Jimmy Swaggart, but probably Jimmy Swaggart too, right? Great musician, great singer, probably studied some stuff too. But anyway, Quincy Jones, you'll find that all these people, great musicians, regardless of their daily religion, practice in some kind of form occultism. Which means they use the hidden arts to make their art better, which raised the consciousness of people. See, that was a point. The point was to raise the consciousness of people. I'm going to put it like this. Most people probably, just regular people, don't have it in their mind or heart to go out and manipulate everybody. That's my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. I was watching something on TikTok last night, and the female was highlighting. I guess they were screenwriters. I'm gonna just call them screenwriters, script writers. They were working on some kind of television show, and they had some kind of fair or some kind of discussion down there. And I'm not gonna say it's New Orleans, but the ladies, all white folks. The woman said something about. She was asked a question. They didn't show the whole thing, mind you. It was like one of those Stitch moments. But she showed where they were having this fair outside the fair, and then they had like a whole stage of writers and stuff like that. And the woman admitted to, Googling a spell and then changing the words and putting it in the TV show or whatever she was writing. And saying that some people called her out of New Orleans and said that she was dealing with the wrong things and blah, 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 blah. I don't know the whole story. I'm just giving you the highlights as I saw it. And then the girl came back and said, "Oh, Lord, we need to pray," and all this other stuff. And I thought to myself two things. Well, number one, what kind of television show were they writing? Was it Charmed? Was it Sabrina the Teenage Witch? Was the show about occultism? You didn't mention that. What are they writing about? And number two, why are you so afraid of it? You don't, people like that don't understand that prayers are spells anyhow. I'm going to say it again. Your prayer is a spell. Spelling is what you learned how to do in school. Spell. All of these things are literal words that helps you or could hinder you in the assignment of your life. And so we talked about, before we go into that, because we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here. We're just going live to build this channel up, and then we'll be adding stuff in as we go. We won't have a whole discussion on that, but the focus is all of these things lead you back to focus. What are you focused on? So some of the greatest films of all time and the music was in some kind of way somebody was dabbling in the occult, which means hidden practices, and likely they were using it to raise the bar of the consciousness of the people. Go back and listen to the Earth, Wind, and Fire albums. Go back and listen to some of the stuff the Beatles did. Go back and listen to James Brown. Go back and listen to Michael Jackson or Prince. These people were innovative in the fact that they were using things in their records and in their words to help you out. And so anyway, my point in saying all of that is that for your daily practice, you should always try to focus on the things that you're listening to, the things that you're watching, the things that you're participating in, because that is going to raise your level of awareness, which is consciousness, which means to be aware, awake. I don't know I don't get into the whole people talking about woke culture. I don't really understand what that means. What I do know is that the term was used since before I was a child. It meant something totally different to me. It still means something different to me. But I know, like I said, the media and politics will use this stuff to kind of, this is a joke, y'all. Let me just say that this is a joke. People need to become more aware of themselves, number one, and realize that God, the Spirit, the Holy Ghost, whatever you call it, I call God many things. But that is the awareness of the consciousness in you. It is the Christ consciousness in you. I don't want to go into semantics right now. All I want to say is that your focus is going to matter most in this life. What are you focused on? Because if somebody can get you to dangle a carrot over here and then go on your purse over here, they got you. Stop watching the waving carrot and start watching these hand movements. You know, that's what it's about. What are you focused on? And number one, be focused on yourself and your intentions. Is what you consuming uplifting you or is it degrading you? You have to reach a level in your own mind and your own awareness and your own heart that you are willing to do what it takes to step up and stand out from the crowd. Because once you do, you've realized that you can breathe better. Number one, you have a lot more room. Like they say, it's lonely at the top. That's because it's not crowded. You got a lot of space there. But guess what? You also get a whole new vision that people don't see. And so that needs to be you. You need to start to um, practice what you preach, so to speak, and do that over and over again until it begins to take flight for you. And so, again, that's been my moment for the day over here on YouTube. Um, there's no Q&A, of course, right now. We'll have some in the future as people begin to participate and this YouTube begins to pick it up, and I begin to tune in more with my keywords on people. So those are tips you're going to use right now to start in your own personal life for those who are watching. Again, this has nothing to do, I'm not against any kind of artist or company. you know if you're doing whatever you're doing, that's what you're doing. All I'm making people aware of is the fact that this is what's happening. We all love the artist. We all consume your art. But can you do better? Yes. No, you don't have to focus on the old days, but you got to reach into these schools and find out who is the breakthrough directors, who understands, who are the script writers, who are the screenwriters, who are the musicians, because the art is terrible. We've reached a point where, it's sent the world into chaos. But I know the order, and out of chaos, there's what? Cooperation, there is peace, there is order. So if that's your order, to make order out of chaos, then do something about it. Because in the universe, there is a balance, and it feels like things are very unbalanced right now. So for those who are watching and watching later, you're going to discover how to start to use these things in your daily life to make and create your own balance, your own peace, your own life, and to manifest your spiritual life on earth as it is in heaven, to use that Bible verse. So, again, thank you for watching today's live. Tune in more often, and like and share and subscribe, all those good things over here on YouTube. Let somebody know about they can get their breakthrough right now by tuning in just a few minutes to these videos that I'm preparing for the world. So anyway, for those who are readers, go over there on Kindle or YouTube, Google, whatever, Terrance Wilburn. I want you to go pick up the book. I'm sorry, that was written by my pen name, P.T. Wilburn. Pick up the book, God's Secret Storehouse. It's over there. I don't feel like walking over there and getting it. But pick up God's Secret Storehouse. It will tell you how to tap into the providence of God, which I now call the quantum realm, and how to prosper, how to get abundance, how to make these things work in your life, how to get your breakthrough. So we're going to plug that book. As we begin to go, we'll be doing all types of special things like that, sharing with you secrets and tips and tricks and all this other good stuff that people like to talk about. But for now, that's what you're going to do. You're going to share this video. You're going to like, you're going to subscribe, and you're going to go over there and pick up the book, God's Secret Storehouse, by my pseudonym name, P.T. Wilburn. Again, thank you for watching today's episode of Spiritual Journey, the quantum journey, the quantum change, all of those good names. All right. And follow me on all social media platform as I am T Wilburn. But stay tuned to the next episode here on YouTube, where I will be sharing with you more tips, practical tips about how you can get your breakthrough right now. All right. See you later. Peace out.